Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live again. Actually, has not been that long since the last time I recorded a live video, but this is my second one. So I guess we'll see how this goes. Maybe it'll be a little better than the first. I guess we'll see. So obviously, E3 was just this past week. Unfortunately, I am a little late, as you can probably tell, because while school is finally out, it's summer, and I was hoping to have a bit more free time, but I just spent the last week at a summer camp's boys state program. It was actually a lot of fun, but I am actually glad to be back and making videos again. So let's do it. Well, right off the bat, we got a new Smash character. It's the hero from Dragon Quest. It's fine. I mean, I've never been a Dragon Quest fan. I've never played a Dragon Quest game, so I can't really speak to how good it is that they're in the game, but, you know, it's whatever. Speaking of Dragon Quest, there's a definitive edition coming to the Switch. Maybe I will finally get to play Dragon Quest, if I ever find the time for it. Luigi's Mansion 3, pretty darn good. It looked like they had added a lot of cool new features. It's in a hotel this time, so that's fun, I guess. But more importantly, they added Gooigi, which I think is just funny. But it also, I think it could make for a lot of very interesting single-player challenges and multiplayer challenges. As they said, they added multiplayer. So that's nice. I really am liking all the multiplayer features in a lot of the new games. Link's Awakening Remake also looks pretty darn good. I wasn't a huge fan of the art style at first. I thought it was a little silly. Didn't really like how they all looked like cheap claymations, but it is kind of grown on me. Link looks kind of cute. It's kind of funny. I have always thought that another top-down 2D Zelda could be fun on the Switch, and so I'm hoping that this one is, because I have never played Link's Awakening before. I've heard some good things about it, but never experienced it for myself, so I guess we'll see. Also, they added some dungeon creator type thing, or at least that's what I think it is. I'm not entirely sure what its function is supposed to be, like if you can like share out your levels, or if you like create them yourself, but it also said you can get rewards from them, so maybe it's just a single player thing. I'm really not sure, to be quite honest. The Witcher 3 is coming to Switch. I've also heard good things about that game, but like a lot of the other games, haven't played it. But maybe I will finally get the opportunity to when it comes to the Switch, since I probably play that more than any other console. Fire Emblem Three Houses, they had a trailer for that. I don't really care one way or the other for the story. Like, I don't dislike... I think I've seen a few people saying that's kind of silly, but I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. But I was a big fan of Fire Emblem Fates back on the 3DS. I think I included that on the top 5 games of 2016 list. What a fun list that was. But regardless, I thought Fire Emblem Fates was pretty good, and so hopefully this one will be just as good. Resi 5 and 6 are coming to the Switch. Guess we're joining the collection of all the other ones that are already on the Switch. I've also heard good things about those games, but I'm also not a huge horror guy myself. I get frightened easily, so I don't know if I'll pick them up, but who knows. They showed off that Daemon X Machina game again. I still don't really understand like what exactly it is or what it's supposed to be. It seems like it's like a new IP, I'm pretty sure. Looks like there's a lot of cyborg / robot / metallic machine-like things in it. Yeah, just a generally futuristic setting. Could be interesting, but again, I don't really know a lot about it, what the gameplay is like, or what the setting or the story is. So hopefully we'll get to see a little more before it comes out, and I think this fall? September, I want to say? No idea. Oh no, here's a big one. Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's been talked about a lot on the interwebs recently. I think I'm just going to address the elephant in the room first, which is the whole National Dex controversy. Basically, Game Freak is not putting every single Pokemon in the game because of storage or the quote-unquote high-quality animations. But whatever the reasons, sadly, about half of all our Pocket Monsters will not make it into the next title, so that's kind of sad. Won't appear in it. You can't even transfer them through the Pokemon Home thing, I think it's called. I still don't even know what that is. I think it's like Pokemon Bank. I haven't heard a lot about it, though. My take on it is, you know, well, I totally understand why they did it. Like, at some point, they were probably going to have to start cutting Pokemon from the game as the roster just continues to expand. It doesn't mean I'm happy about it, though. Like, I feel this was a problem that could have been worked around. I would rather have a delay to see if they can work out a way to get the national decks in there, or just a delay to generally refine it and everything. But I don't think they're going to do that. They kind of can't, because they have to stick to like a timetable, because Pokemon games are not the only element of the franchise, the Pokemon Company. Gotta keep in line with the anime and whatever, so I don't see a delay happening at all. I think the best solution after that would just be to add patches, updates, DLC, whatever. Hopefully not paid DLC to have our Pokemon back, but who knows. I would like to at least see the full national decks back, however they do it. I feel like Game Freak might want to tone it back on the yearly releases, just continuing to pump out game after game. I wouldn't mind like a few year gap between Pokemon games. Well, I would mind it. I like Pokemon, but at the same time, I would appreciate if they would use a time gap to spend more time and resources into developing a really good new game. But I don't know if that's going to be possible, because you know they gotta keep making money, keep selling merch and whatnot. But I can't imagine it. It's very easy to just continue to pump out high quality games year after year, especially when it seems like Game Freak is pretty short staffed. Like they have 150 employees. Like for comparison, Nintendo has 6,000. So I feel like maybe they might want to consider expanding their amount of employees. Who knows? Basically, what I'm getting at is, I've spent like 2 minutes talking about this. What I'm getting at is, I see why they did it. I'm not happy about it. I think it could have been worked around, but it is what it is. I don't see myself not buying it because of this, but I am a little upset about it. Oh yeah, one thing I have to add is that the Pokemon fan base is very divided about this. I don't think that it is entitled, or you know, whiny or whatever, to want to have the Pokemon back. Like obviously, like people are angry. People can express it in bad ways or be too upset, but I feel like a lot of the fan base is just like very upset at the other half of the fan base that like is upset about not having the national decks. I don't think it makes you entitled to want it back. Like, I mean, if my favorite monsters got cut from it in the end of it, I would definitely be very upset about it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being angry or upset about it. I don't think we need to just kind of blindly worship Pokemon and respect it. It's an entertainment medium. If you don't like it, then it is what it is. Anyway, I've talked about this for too long. On to the next thing. Animal Crossing. Ah, finally. I've been waiting for a long time to see anything about this game. And sadly, it has been delayed, but honestly, I don't mind delays that much. Especially because like Animal Crossing is fun, but it's not like my favorite franchise ever. So I can wait, it's fine, especially if it means that they're gonna, you know, deliver a higher quality game. I think Nintendo does really care about, for the most part, the quality and creativity of their games rather than just kind of pushing them out to make money. And, you know, I mean, they're a company, so they still have an interest in making money, but I think they do have a genuine philosophy of actually making good games. You know, the famous Shigeru Miyamoto quote about rushed games and delayed games being good or bad. But anyway, Animal Crossing looks good. Like they added crafting, they have local and online multiplayer, so that seems cool. I will be excited to get it when it comes out in like 9 months from now. So that could be a while. But I'm a patient man. I have other games to play. And the last two big kahunas, Banjo-Kazooie in Super Smash Bros. Wow, that is fucking awesome. I really did not expect that. It was one of the few things that wasn't totally spoiled for me. So it was really awesome just kind of watching it and like seeing the Duck Hunt silhouette, and then, you know, it was Duck Hunt, and I was like, they're trolling us, aren't they? But then they gave us Banjo, and I think that's awesome. Like, against all odds, they did it. Like, it's really kind of incredible how they've managed to get like these totally out there characters like Joker and like Mega Man, Pac-Man, like back in Smash 4, but now they have Banjo-Kazooie. Like, can you imagine showing the current roster to people from like just like 2 years ago, or even like 1 year ago, and just showing them the current roster? It looks so fake, you know? Like, I always see that around on the internet, but now we have Banjo, and I just think that's really incredible. Like, more than anything else, that they managed to do that. And hopefully he's actually a good character. But regardless, really excited to see Banjo and Smash. I'm totally on the hype train for that one. And lastly, Breath of the Wild 2. Wow. So this one sadly got spoiled for me because of freaking Twitter. It wasn't even because I was looking at Twitter. I was trying to avoid it. But then I got a notification of it on my phone on the Twitter moments, and I was very upset that I had to see it. And I was like, God damn it, I really would have loved to see this for real. And this happens to me a lot. I get fun, exciting things spoiled for me because I was like a tiny bit late to watching it. So, a little sad about it, but the fact that it's happening at all is still really awesome. I really loved Breath of the Wild, obviously. It was such an incredible game. And now we're getting a sequel to it. It seems like it's a lot scarier than the than the original game. It's got like the Majora's Mask vibe to it, I guess. In fact, I think it's been confirmed on record that it's going to be spookier than Majora's Mask, so that could be interesting. Got that creepy mummified corpse in the trailer, so we'll see how that goes. It also looks like Zelda could be a playable character. People are kind of talking about that. It's kind of rumored. Who knows? I guess I don't really care that much one way or the other, as long as it's probably like as good as Breath of the Wild, kind of just a classic like asset reusing sequel. Just Breath of the Wild, but more. I think that'd be really awesome. I don't know what's coming out. I'm guessing it could be like 2021, 2022. I don't see a 2020 release happening, like at all. It could be a while, but I'm a patient man, especially if they're gonna deliver the same quality as the original Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I think that's everything. I tried to keep this video a little briefer than the Pokemon Direct one. I guess it didn't work out too well, but you know what, it is what it is. And I'm overall very pleased with what Nintendo showed us in this Direct. I'm very excited for all the new stuff that's coming, and I think Nintendo's got a bright future ahead of it. Bye-bye.